Hi, we're gonna do the SQL injections part of the first lab of Pentester. So, SQL injections are one of the most common web vulnerabilities. All SQL examples that we're doing here are using MySQL and SQL Precise. So this SQL injections come from a lack of encoding from the user control input when include SQL queries. This is a very full vulnerability because you can access the database of the software and potentially get sensitive data. Depending on how the information gets added to the query, you will need different things to break the syntax, like using quotes, using backticks, or directly to the database. For example, we are going to uh, include in the input that we are presented some SQL code to see if we can access the database from the software and show it to ourselves. So in the first example, we have a string parameter and we can see one line on the table. So we can understand, we can start poking around and see if something shows up by including some SQL code. So we're going to deduce from this first part that the request must look like this. It's a select from users where input. So for example, number one, we're gonna wait, no. Example number one. Here in the name root, we're gonna put an apostrophe, a quote, I mean, to open up the string. We're gonna put an or, and we're gonna put an 1 equals 1. We're not gonna use another quote because that will close again the string. And we see we just enter the database and retrieve all the information. Row, for example, number 2. What we can see, for example, number 2. In this example, the error gives away the protection created by the developer. We cannot use spaces, but in this example, we can use tabulation to get our payload through the string parameter. So example number 2, and we're gonna again quote percentage. This code is for the tabulation. We cannot use spaces, so we're gonna just tabulate our way out of there. And we're gonna do 1 equals 1. Then we cannot use space, and there we have it. The same output as before. We're retrieving potentially sensitive data. Okay. So for example number 3, now the developer has blocked the spaces on the tabulation, so the way that we can bypass this filter is by using comments. What example we were? Example number 3. Okay. For this, we're gonna do percentage. We're gonna do this code where we are using this the 27 and the percentage are for the tabulation. We're using comments in order to block the restrictions that the developer put on us. And there we have it. We have all the information again. Okay, for example number 4. For example number 4 is we're gonna see right there. I'm gonna explain the example. For example number 4, we can see that there's an int here. So in the example is telling us that the request is expecting an int, so we cannot use strings like before, but this means that we can just insert SQL code like an or 1 equals 1. Wait. Wait, what I'm doing wrong. Example number 4. Instead of okay. And there we have it. Here is expecting a lane, but then we insert directly the code to the input. And we show all the information here. For example number 5. For example number 5 is quite similar to the previous example that we just used. Instead, they're saying us that now there's a validation of the regular expression. So we can see try to prevent the SQL injection by using a regular expression. However, we can see that the ID starts with a digit, so we can use the same method as the example number 4 to get through example number 5. So we just put an or 1 equals 1, which is true, and then we have, for example number 6, the developer make another try to make another regular expression validation, but we can use the same payload that we used before, and that will do the trick. Example number 5, 1 equals 1, and there we have it. We were at example number 6, right? Yeah. For example number 7, now we're in number 7. There's another example of a path regular expression. We can see the validation here. So now it is expecting so it's only validating lines which contains an integer, so we can just tabulate using ints. So the encoding that we're gonna use is this. Example number 7. Percentage a, which is encode tabulation, or 1 equals 1. When we breach the vulnerability. Now for example number 8. In this example, we can see that the name gives away the SQL query. there's an order by, so we can play around by order by name, order by our payload, and breach this vulnerability. So we can just use code name. Okay, yeah, we can use this. The backtick. Initial query will close and we enter origin action. Okay, example number 8. Okay, we're gonna move to the next example. We can, example number 9. Example number 9 is similar. We're gonna use the backtick by using ifs. So we're gonna just wait. And we just change the payload, and that's it.